Yo,
Hey, what's
hi
up,
there.
guys?
How's it going?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Not too
Good.
bad.
I like the outfit, man.
What are you talking about, an outfit? Bro,
It's the
this
real
is
time.
Squatch.
Squatch in the pit.
Exactly.
We-
This can be you guys?
Yeah, just the
Yeah,
two of us.
just for us today.
All right, awesome. So again, I'm Squatch with Squatch in the Pit, and I am sitting here with Shepard. Now, you guys are a three-piece group actually from Denver, Colorado. Tell us about how Shepard started or came to be.
Go take it away. Okay. So we were in a previous band with the three of us that are in the band now and a couple other friends. And I kind of got wrangled in to play bass with the other four people in that band. And we were kind of a nobody band in Denver called One Man Gun Club. But we did a couple gigs with them. And then we had the guitarist of that band move out of state to go back home, back to Iowa. And so there was a little hiatus for a while, but we got back together, the three of us, and formed this band that we're in currently. And we started playing probably late 2019, December or something like that.
It's longer than that.
Maybe
It's
it's
2018.
maybe, yeah.
2018. End of 2018, I think, is when we started like kicking ourselves in the ass to like start playing music again.
Dope,
Well, that's kind of
dope.
how that all came together.
All right, excellent. Yeah, I see that you guys, like your Facebook page, it started back in May of last year. So I know you guys are still pretty new, especially with your debut EP just released back here this last week. And tell us about firsthand there. Again, that was dropped back on the 20th. You guys released your first single, Chariot, back in September, and your second single, Persephone, back in about, 3 weeks ago now? 2 weeks ago?
That's about right, yeah.
So tell us about those first two singles there, and what can we expect off of this debut EP from you?
You want to say that?
It's pronounced Persephone, but
Okay.
sorry, I didn't mean to sound like an asshole.
No, you're good. I'd rather everyone know that.
I'm just messing around, but we kind of released it. We wanted to release a single that we thought was like pretty strong, and then so we settled on Chariot, and then we kind of wanted to have like a little bit bigger of a something that people would actually get really interested in. So we thought we'd release Persephone because it's a little bit more friendly, I guess. It's got a little bit more hooks. So we were like, okay, well, why don't we drop that right before the album? And it got enough people excited for when we released the album. It went pretty well, surprisingly. Did I
Excellent.
answer that
Nice.
question right?
What's that?
Did I answer that question right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Just curious as to, especially for fans that have never heard you before, what can they expect to hear from you? Let's say with your messages and just sound in general.
I think the sound it can be pretty reminiscent to that's always like the hardest question for me to answer because I never have like a really good example of like even a cross section of bands. But I mean, I think we draw a lot of either subconscious inspiration or active inspiration from bands like Torch. We really just like to write really heavy, really impactful riffs. And we have this weird hybrid tuning thing that we use to make it have a lot more impact, I guess. But and we're really obsessed with tone. So like tone and heavy riffs and kind of just being really snappy and kind of playing things that really have a lot of rhythm and a lot of cadence to them. We like to like be able to like, something that people can bang their head to, but it's also got a little bit of flow to it as well.
And we try to make it as full sounding as possible with just three people, like almost mildly orchestral in some times, or at least we're working on that. But as long as we sound bigger than three, kind of like how Rush pushed out so much sound, we're just trying to push out as much sound as we can with three people and also sing on it. So it kind of
do like harmonies and stuff.
It's almost relatable, but it's still in its own thing, I guess you could
kind
say.
of like get as much layers as you can for a 3-piece band, like with two active vocals and, you know, loud drums and loud bass guitar.
Right on, right on. I know you guys were saying that you were in a band before that had a few more pieces. How do you feel that it's kind of different, you know, having to only have 3 people and creating that fuller sound versus having 4 or 5 people to do that?
It's way more fun, but sometimes it's a little bit of pain in the ass. But we all 3, in the last band, it was 5 people. And honestly, even when we were practicing in that band, our drummer and Holden and me were always like just randomly coming up with stuff. So we were like, we should probably just drop this down to a 3-piece. And our drummer's always wanted to be in a 3-piece band just because he thought the idea was really cool. And
I always kind of thought too, being in that last band, at least for me, being the bass player with 2 other guitarists, for me, I always thought it sounded a little bit more messy with that many people. Not messy in a bad way, but like harder to make out all of the sound. And I think with a 3-piece, everybody has their own role. So like if you match, you know, volume and everything, and you guys are playing well together, you can really hear one complete sound, as opposed to like having to chime into different aspects of the song.
Definitely understandable there with that. Now, you guys did have a couple of shows at the beginning of this year. I remember seeing you had a show in February there. Now, what was it like for you guys going from, you know, having these plans of doing these shows to being basically just everything put on the back burner? And what have you guys been doing over that time?
That's the biggest challenge we've had this year so far as a band, no doubt. Just because we had a lot of plans. We were hoping, you know, eventually to go on tour. That was the big plan, and that kind of all got, you know, put to the wayside. And it's fine. You know, it's probably for the best for now with everything going on. But yeah, it's been challenging to try and stay busy and to try and you know, put out content and to stay relevant and stay in people's ears. And hopefully, you know, the album is going really well, so people are responding well at least. But we definitely miss playing live, and we think about it almost every day. That something that I think once the time's right, you know, we'll definitely be out there as often as we can.
We're definitely old-fashioned folks too. So when it comes to when we wanted to release this, we wanted to just hit the ground running and try and get on the road. And
yeah, drop the album and then immediately support the album, you know, go out and play the songs.
Because that feels like that's the best way to kind of, in our eyes, or at least in like the music we like to play and the music scene that we want to get even further into, is that a lot of road ready bands that are, you know, we're just, that was like the whole goal. So it definitely was kind of, it was a little bit of a sting. We got pushed back a little bit, but
yeah, it was kind of a gut punch for sure.
But hopefully it turned into something better.
Yeah, right on. You know, looking towards the future there. You know, I know for myself just the feeling I had. So can only imagine, you know, the aspirations you guys had for this year. Just having to kind of, you know, adapt, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, just do what, and then we even had to, I think we were set to record right at the end of March or beginning, I think it was in April.
I think it was the last week of April.
Yeah, but we, that's when they started doing all the
lockdowns, the first lockdown.
The real heavy stuff, so we had to keep pushing it back to make sure we were being safe and cautious. And yeah, and then I think we went into the studio at the end of May, so we were already a couple months behind. But I mean, we all thought the quarantine stuff was going to be over a little bit sooner than it ended up being. So we've just been trying to stay as busy as possible.
Yeah, I know for myself, it was just like, 2 or 3 months down the road, we'll get back to normal. And
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did not turn out that way whatsoever. I think that's the lie we all told ourselves, though, for sure.
Yeah.
I remember when it first started breaking out, I was like, oh, we'll be fine. And then I was like, we'll be fine by the end of summer. And then that was, no way.
Did not go well.
Nope, did not go anywhere like that.
So it's hard as a band to not want to be an ostrich and put your head in the sand, but I don't know. I think we're trying our hardest to even write new stuff, and we got a couple new toys and new things that we're probably going to start incorporating in our sound, and so hopefully it just takes us even further live when we can do it again.
Look forward to that. Now, do you guys have anything big planned for the rest of this year or kind of leading into 2021?
I think all we're planning on doing for now is with the album just coming out back on the 20th, just promoting that for at least, up until the end of the year and putting out some little tidbits, some little things for people to chew on, like some videos and stuff and maybe some promotional stuff. But otherwise than that, we're just keeping our eyes open and ears open for when, shows are going to be responsibly active again down in Denver. I think I saw something the other day that some venues, like I think Larimer Lounge and a couple of the places down there, they might be doing shows that are like, socially distanced and all that.
Yeah, it's a small capacity thing, but I mean, I know as itching as we are, we definitely want to, like, when things are feeling a lot more cozy, it would definitely be a lot nicer to have a proper show with the new album.
Right, a proper release show.
And then hopefully by that time, I mean, I guess we're all biting our fingernails. We don't even know when that would be, but hopefully by that time we can even have new stuff to jump right into the studio again and hit the road and have even more stuff for people to listen to.
Yeah, definitely want to stay as busy as possible.
Right on. Now, with 2020, like, I feel like we've just seen a huge explosion of brand new music and a lot of new artists or bands kind of getting back together. Has there been any sort of breakout album or song or artist for you guys for this year?
We're both like huge Deftones nerds, so we're definitely really excited about that.
That album finally came out, and that did not disappoint whatsoever.
Yeah, we've been waiting for that for a while. Bummed we can't see them.
The one that shocked me the most, I listened to it at least 3 or 4 times through, but I don't listen to it every day. The one that shocked me the most was the new Hum album. I didn't think they were like they had made an album in like 12 years or something.
Yeah, they did like a secret, just dropped it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else. That's a really good question.
But there's so much good music coming out right now.
Yeah, there's been so many albums just from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, and like, just for example, like seeing bands like the original Vanna getting back together, or Davey from Vanna having his own new band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought I saw something about that. I saw something about that on the internet, and I was like, oh, I wonder how that's going to turn out.
Yeah,
because he left the band. What was that, like? What's it been, like 6 years, something like that?
I think Davey left back in 2016 or 17.
Yeah,
we had seen him in iMatter Festival up here in New York. And then, like they had announced, like, this is the last time you're going to see us. And then I seen where, essentially the original Vanna got back together. They're called In Spirit. And then Davey's got his new project, which is called Trove.
Let's check that out.
New music. Yeah.
New Tame Impala album too.
Yeah, that one's fun.
I don't know how I feel about that one though.
It's fun to listen to. I like. I don't know if you've ever heard of Com Truise. It's like Tom Cruise but backwards with the 2 first letters.
He released a single just the other day.
He released 2, and we're kind of big. We like a lot of heavy music, but we're also kind of big nerds on like synthesizer-esque music, like
electronic dream.
Yeah, like old
synth pop, like Gary Newman type stuff.
Yeah, like old analog keyboards, which we might be incorporating in there at some point. We keep that a secret, but
love to see that.
Yeah, just trying to think of new and creative ideas to add to the mix.
Now, how do you guys feel about, trying to keep things fresh and innovative in a world where that's what it seems like everybody's doing, is just things that we've never seen before?
Do you have any ideas?
Right?
I think, I think a lot of people do try to do new things these days. Like they try to be different. And I think we just are kind of different just based on the stuff that we come up with. It's not necessarily a conscious thing, but we do have kind of a different sound compared to other people in our genre. Like when you look at doom and you look at stoner rock, we don't exactly fit that niche exactly, but it's not like something we do consciously. And I think we definitely have a lot more to offer. Like there's a lot more that I think we have in our range as far as the way, you know, a song is structured, the way you compare a song to a genre. I think we have a lot more to offer as far as bending those lines between like doom and stoner and, you know, like classic rock sounding stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
I think
and even like psychedelic stuff. I think we kind of venture into that area too sometimes.
Yeah, like for being a pretty heavy band, I think. Which song is it? With the slide.
Wendigo.
Our song Wendigo on Firsthand. There's even like a slide guitar part, like just
little slide guitar lead solo thing.
But as far as like everything else, trying to be creative, we have a couple things up our sleeves that I think will keep people interested or maybe get to know more about us.
Definitely look forward to seeing all that brand new stuff. You know, we still have to sit here and ruminate on that new EP that was just dropped. So give us a little time to take that all in before we get a nice little sneak peek of that new stuff.
Yeah, everything's simmering. It's
I think there's definitely enough time for people to really get a feel for that and chew on that and hopefully figure out what their favorite song is or figure out a song they really like. And then who knows, you know, maybe shows will open up soon and we can give it to them the way they want it, you know?
Right.
Are you cold up there in northern New York? Is that because you're by the Aurora Borealis?
Yeah, you must be like in the Arctic Circle or something, huh?
No, he's in New York.
I'm in New York. I'm not all the way up there. Yeah. But it's pretty cool. I think it's been fucking raining all day though.
Rain's not bad. We got snow the other day, but snow in Colorado is like it snows and then it's 50 degrees, 60 degrees the next day.
Yeah, it's there for a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some buddies out in the Fountain area, I think is where they live.
That down south, kind of by Colorado Springs?
Yep, right down there.
They opened up an In-N-Out burger down there. Did he go get an In-N-Out burger?
I don't think he has, but
people were waiting in line for like 15 hours to get an In-N-Out burger.
There's 3 miles just to get to it.
And there's one in it's bad, dude.
Dead serious.
There's an In-N-Out burger 8 hours away in Utah, and there's no line there. So people could have cut the time in half if they just drove to Utah and back.
Yeah, that's about what everything exciting in Colorado right now, pretty much.
Yeah, the In-N-Out burger really caused a craze here the last week or so. And I mean, for good reason. I'm into it. I like it.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure everybody just waiting in line. You know, in Colorado, everything's recreational out there. Just
oh yeah. Just like, oh man, this thing's gonna taste so good once we finally get it.
A lot of dope heads. A lot of people smoking pot and stuff. It's not
a lot of dopers.
A lot of people like that Calvin Kumar are going for their White Castle.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Now, as you guys can see, Squatch is absolutely real. Have you guys ever had your own Squatch sightings or any experiences with the unexplained before?
I'll tell you what
which one? The one with Aslan in the woods?
I tell you what, I'll tell you 2 stories. One, I wake up every goddamn day and I just hope that I see something. Always. It's just something. But I never do. That's not really a story. I guess it's like an idiot. Number 2, I think the closest thing to any kind of sighting that I ever did see was one of our friends was getting married and we went up for this bachelor party. I always want to say bachelorette, but we're guys. So
that's for the chicks.
That doesn't make sense. But we went up there, went up to this house up near Springs, and there might have been something funny in our Kool-Aid. But anyways, we were all hanging out in this giant glass room, and our friend Aslan snuck off and covered himself with a blanket, and we couldn't find him. Well, actually, we didn't even realize he was there. But, so nobody really cared, I guess. But then he was creeping around in the woods, and we're in this giant glass room. Nobody's paying attention the whole time, and he came in and opened the door, and he's just covered in this big blanket, and the lights were off, and he just stood there the whole time. We were all freaked out,
just trying to be scary.
And then he turned the lights on and threw up the blanket, and everybody screamed. And he was like, I was walking through the woods all creepy, and we're like,
and then I think he was was walking around like the very edge of the forest line, like the tree line, like right where it gets dark.
Mm-hmm.
He was walking out there for like 30 minutes waiting for somebody to notice and like say something. And we just totally ignored, like not intentionally, but we totally ignored it. We had no idea he was out there. And then he comes inside. He's like, I was walking in the woods. For like
Holden saw a UFO, I think.
Yeah, no, I did see something weird at my old house. And that was like maybe a year ago, but it was super early in the morning and I just saw these super strange, like this strand of lights. I was on top of this hill over by the Stanley Lake area, if anybody knows where that is. No, but I was kind of looking towards, the east, which is kind of over by the foothills, but I was looking towards the east and there was like these strands of lights and they would be 3 in a row, like perfectly in a row. And the top one would come down and then it would go back up and then all of them would come down and it would go back up. And the top one would get super far away and then come back down. And then they all get super far away and come back down. And it was the weirdest thing. Must have stood there for like 45 minutes just watching and trying to figure out what it was. But it was like the craziest little pattern of lights. And then it was like in a triangle formation at one point in time. And I seriously tried to look up what that was, but I didn't find anything. I didn't get any answers about that. And that was kind of weird.
Yeah, it's really shitty stories we have of seeing paranormal. But now I can tell everybody that I've seen the man or one of the men himself.
Exactly.
New York. I saw a New Yorker for my first time.
They got them Squatch boys up in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not no Sam Squatch. I'm a Sasquatch.
Not one of them goddamn Sam Squatches.
Exactly. Now, what's your guys' preference? Beer, liquor, or do you have a preference at all?
I'll show it to you. That's the juice. That's the elixir of life right there.
Fresh
from the banquet.
Oh,
yes, sir. This is where Bankies go to die. That's our band trademark. But other than that, probably a little bit of whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey, tequila.
Yeah, and
I mean, really, whatever we put down our throats, like we're not too picky.
I don't like wine.
We don't drink. I mean, I'll drink wine, but we don't drink a ton of wine. Yeah, if I do drink wine, I'm always like a red blend, please. Like I don't know what wine I like, you know.
So probably mostly beer and a little bit of this in there.
A little bit of the hard stuff.
A lot of Coors though. We got to stay true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely love the Coors. More of a Coors Light though, if I choose.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Everybody's got their preference.
I mean, those ones tell you they Coors Light is cooler because they have the Rocky Mountains on it, and when it's blue, that's how you know.
That's how you know it's as cold as the Rockies.
Yeah, that's how you know it's cold as the Rockies. But I don't know, it's just something about Banquet, and I think we get it the freshest.
I would hope so.
I think it tastes.
We're like right down the road, so I would hope so.
I don't know.
There's less times for it to get cold and warm, and it's almost like fresh off the tap.
Temperature fluctuation, you know.
Yeah, I've had one right out of the factory. Delicious.
Yeah, they used to let you do a tour, and you would get like 3 free beers or something like that.
I think we went so much.
Like the freshest Coors you could get.
We went so much that this old lady who worked there was like, if you guys are going to skip the tour, then just park over here. You don't have to take the bus.
I'll just send you to the beer garden.
When you're done at the end of the tour, you get 3 free beers. So this lady was like, okay, so you're here again. I know you don't want to see I know you don't want to go on the tour again. You've seen it a lot. So just go get the 3 free beers.
That's what's up.
It was the way to spend a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay to go in. You just walk through and just got your free beer.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay.
Yeah, the tour's free, but I guess we did it so many times that they were just like, all right, get going.
Yeah. Could you do it more than once a day?
No, not that often.
No, but like
definitely enough to where the people who work there are like, I know who you are. Like you've been here for maybe
I mean, if you want me to be honest, maybe every weekend or every other weekend for a little,
which I feel like is reasonable.
It's not.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it's free. They're taking the water from our land.
And we pay for plenty of it at full retail, so they can spare a few here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could almost be like a spokesperson. Like you might have to call Coors up after this one.
That's a really good idea.
I would very much like that.
Also, I don't know. I think when you get sponsored by those places, they send you like pallets of beer. I don't know if I can handle that kind of
Yeah,
responsibility.
we see people getting like pallets of PBR.
Yeah,
which would also be cool, but
it's just dangerous.
Yeah.
It just means you gotta have bigger parties more often.
Yeah, well, when we can.
Right, not right now, but.
Well, we party a lot with. We live together, and we definitely party a lot by ourselves. Just
party with the dog.
Yeah, with my dog Dempsey, and we'll just turn on some tunes and play some music. And we don't really have
a party
neighbors.
of 3.
Yeah, party 3. We have one girl here, so it's okay.
But again, want to thank Shepard here for joining us here with Squatch in the Pit. Now, you guys did just release your debut EP, Firsthand. Where can everybody find that?
Spotify,
Apple Music.
Is it on Apple Music?
Yeah, I think it's on everything.
I'm pretty sure it's on
we use Spotify. We know it's on there.
Yeah, I know some people are iffy about it.
We went through
Bandcamp
DistroKid, I think. Yeah, so it should be on all the major platforms. It's on Bandcamp, on Desperate Records Bandcamp. He's getting a lot of plays on there, which is pretty sick because people aren't just resorting to going to Spotify. We're getting a lot of plays on the actual Bandcamp through him.
Yeah, so. Bandcamp's kind of making a comeback because everybody's kind of like poo-poo on Spotify right now because they're kind of assholes as far as paying bands and getting them more recognized. I read an article that, anyways, we could go down that wormhole, but
pretty much anywhere. All the streaming platforms, Bandcamp. I think eventually we'll probably put it on YouTube with like a YouTube link.
Yeah, probably gonna see maybe some stuff here and there on YouTube for sure. On Instagram, and that's shepherd.band. So
yep.
Since everybody that's the big that's where everybody gets their knowledge now. Instagram.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's always going to Instagram first these days.
That's how you know people are cool.
Yeah, I'm so behind. I still use a flip phone, man.
Well, you're a Squatch, so I mean, it's probably going to take a little bit of time to catch up.
I mean, it's not like you're calling 911. You just got to call your Aunt Kathy every once in a while to help you get the stink out of your hut.
I don't have to do that. I just burn it down and build a new one.
There you go.
That's why you're still out there, and I'm inside like a big, huge wiener. You're out there in the wilderness.
Join the Squatch.
I would love to join.
That should be your slogan.
I only got one sleeping
join
bag.
Squatch.
I only got one sleeping bag. I hope that's okay.
Oh, we can fit in there together, bro. No worries.
Perfect. You got me right there.
I mean, honestly, we don't even need a sleeping bag. Like, I just put my arms around you, and you're just sweating already.
Yeah, you gotta be pretty well insulated.
Just give me all the fur, just all over.
He can be your baby sass.
Yeah, I'll be your baby sass.
You're my baby sass.
Well, when I do shed my winter skin, I'll make sure to send it to you. Or my not skin, but I'm not a snake here.
Your winter coat.
Your coat.
Yeah,
I don't know, dude.
Coat.
You got green eyes. Don't tell me you're a lizard person. The Sam Squanches are really lizard people, so.
Don't say that.
No, I'm just kidding. They're wonderful people. They're furry. Anything furry is nice, right?
That's
exactly.
true.
It's
anything
soft
furry.
and inviting.
Bears especially. Bears love people all the time.
Squirrels.
And they're not scary in the least bit.
Foxes.
Next time you see a bear in the wild, just go up and pet it. They love that.
They are. I know. Yeah, pet a bear.
Moose too. Moose always want the head scratches.
Yes.
All I can think of with that bear is like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Bert Kreischer, but
Yeah. Big fan.
There's he used to work doing something with like Bert would do all like these crazy different things, and one of them was he was telling a joke about going to like a circus or this bear that was trained, and how they had him eat the fucking marshmallows out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like, can you imagine doing something like that? Not even.
Actually, you know what? I think I'd be down.
No, you wouldn't.
I'd be scared. I'd be scared shitless, but I think I would do it.
I don't think he would.
So this is a trained animal, right? And everybody's like, yeah, he's good.
There's a gator farm by the sand dunes here.
We're still going to do that.
He said he might not want to, but it's $100, and you get to wrestle different sizes of alligators throughout the day, and their mouths aren't taped, and they write like a whole thing on it. But at the end of the day,
You got to sign a waiver so that if you get injured, you can't sue, kind of thing.
If you do good, at the end of the day, you wrestle like
a 10-foot gator?
No, it's
8-foot gator.
I think it's like 8 or 10 feet.
It's a big alligator.
Wrestle a real guy, but he was like, "Oh, I don't know, dude. I'm not trying to do that."
I mean, the more I live in the 2020 world, the more I think like, hey man,
we
like,
should probably
life's short.
We should go wrestle gators.
Take some risks.
Wrestle
Go-
gators.
Go live your life, you know. Go wrestle gators.
And get face tats.
Yeah, I don't know about the face tattoos, but the gators for sure.
Yeah. Go save Chubb's hand out of the gator's mouth.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Chaps.
But again, I want to thank you all for joining us here on Squatch in the Pit Radio. Today, I had the pleasure of sitting with Shepherd. They are a three-piece group from Denver, Colorado. If you haven't already, make sure to check out their music, check out all their social pages, check out their Bandcamp, and get the newest EP, which is out now.
It was an honor to meet you, and also, if anybody has any issues, it's SHEPHERD. HERD, because a lot of people want to spell it SHEPARD. That's it.
But now you're in the know.
Now you're in the know.
Lovely to meet you.
And it was lovely to meet you. I can't wait to get up there and we could share a sleeping bag and roast wieners and toast our buns.
Hey, we'll do it at the same time.
Perfect.
All right, brother.
You guys have a good one.
You do the same.
See you later.
Bye.
Later.